This is Jake Bush.
This is Gary Kyle.
And I'm Daniel Holmes, and this is
Real Life, Real Music.
Real Life, Real Music Radio with your host, Kyle Hutton.
Well, how are y'all doing? Thank y'all for taking time on a Tuesday night to come spend a little time with us here and play a few songs for us at Do-Si-Do. Did y'all draw straws upstairs about who's got to kick things off tonight?
Daniel's the youngest.
All right.
I am definitely not the youngest.
That's true, you're not. Jake's the youngest.
Okay.
Am I?
Yes.
Prove it.
Can I borrow your driver's license?
Jake was born the year I graduated high school. That rules me out.
And
Okay,
I started third grade when he was born. So.
Let's get this out of the way. What year were you born?
94.
94. Wow. I was 2 years out of college in 1994. Back in 1994, All right, well, you're kicking it off for sure then, all right? This is your first time on the show, and you and I have run into each other out there on the scene. I've had the opportunity to see you play with your band. But man, the more that I've listened to your music, the more I've looked forward to tonight and getting to talk to you about what's going on with you and going on with your music. But before I ask too many questions, why don't you just pick a song you want to kick us off with us and play it for us?
How y'all doing? So I got my very first number one in Texas in December 2020. Gary said it was going to be number one. And I met the love of my life wherever she's at. Can't find her, man. We get married in April, so I'm going to send this to her. It's called Gravity and You. If you didn't hold me in my place, I swear I'd come untethered, like a feather float away and drift along on any old wind, and a tangle and a tumble and a circle and a spin. The only thing that keeps my feet on the ground, that keeps my world from winding up upside down. I'd be in the clouds or sitting on some bar stool if you don't think I'd girl, I do for gravity and you. Been whiskey low a time or two. I've been high enough to reach right up and touch the howling moon. I can still rock and roll for what it's worth, but you catch me and you kiss me and you bring me back to earth. The only thing that keeps my feet on the ground, that keeps my world from winding up upside down. I'd be in the clouds or sitting on some bar stool if you don't think I'd girl, I do for gravity and you. Fill my place with all your things, tie me down with all your strings. Girl, I don't need wings when I've got you. The only thing that keeps my feet on the ground, that keeps my world from winding up upside down. I'd be in the clouds or sitting on some bar stool in you. Gravity in you. Thank you much, y'all.
Yeah. Very nice.
Thank you.
Well, but and before we switch over to obviously the grandfather of this group.
I didn't think you sang songs this early, Kyle.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, exactly. I trust me. As I was saying it, I was like, I'm so setting myself up here in this for this to come back on me. Man, you know, I love country music, and some of my earliest memories of music are either on Saturday or Sunday mornings. You know, my dad cooking waffles and putting on Johnny Cash, you know, vinyl, you know, Don Williams, you know, Glenn Campbell. I mean, their collection was big, but wonderful schooling in what I consider to be roots country music. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there that a lot of people like, and I'm not knocking it, that doesn't sound like what I used to listen to. And it's refreshing to me as an old guy when a young guy sings like the old guys I used to listen to when I was a kid. And so I appreciate that about
Thank you,
man. Yeah, for sure.
Jake is an old soul.
Yeah.
I got some
I mean
great
that in a
memory.
compliment. That's the best way.
Thank you.
You're an amazing guy.
So Gary Kyle, pick a song, man. Play us a song.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do this for my wife because this is her favorite, and if I forget it, she'd kill me. So, if you've never seen me play, I've been doing this a long time. My wife and I have 7 children. We do know how that happens. We do have a TV in our bedroom. Those are your next questions, I know. We had 2 kids after my vasectomy. Yeah, all the men were like,
That's called commitment.
I like to tell people I'm an alpha male. I'm like the Wolverine. Our body just healed. This is the title cut of a double record I put out in 2017. And we've all had moments where you feel like you wish you could take something back. Well, I have a couple moments, but when I was writing this song with my buddy, Ryan Reddy up in Denton, my brother was diagnosed with leukemia in September, passed away in January. And he was 19 and I was in 7th grade, and I didn't get to say goodbye because I was playing sports. Sports were real heavy in our family, so I missed that opportunity. So that's weighed on me for quite a while, so that's my rewind moment. So that's the seed to this song. My heart was taken, I put it on a shelf when I ran out on her for a night with someone else, and I wish I could rewind. I had a job that no one in town can get, but I went and pissed it away with whiskey on my breath, and I wish I could rewind. Every time I've made the wrong choice, completely ignored the Spirit's voice, and drew myself so far away from God that I couldn't even begin to try. And I wish I could rewind. Mishappened everything. My brother passed along. You wouldn't believe what I'd give to have him on the phone, and I wish I could rewind. Every time I've made the wrong choice,
but I couldn't even begin to try. And I wish I can rewind. I wish that I could steal some time. Every time I've made the wrong choice, completely ignored the Spirit's voice, and drew myself so far away from God that I couldn't even begin to try. And I wish I can rewind.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks for kicking off with that one. Yeah. All right, Daniel Holmes down there on the end. How you
What's
doing?
up, y'all?
You doing all right?
Okay. I'm glad to be here. One of my favorite rooms. One of my favorite people are in the crowd.
Not a bad
Definitely
night.
happy. Not a bad night at all.
That's awesome. Well, kick us off with one you want to play for us, man.
Oh, I've never written a number one, but I've written a lot of songs. But all the songs that I'm gonna play tonight, you guys probably maybe have heard once or twice if you've been to a show. But we have yet to record any of these songs. I wrote this song after a rough night. We were on the road. We just got done playing a show with Josh Ford, my drummer at the time. Got drunk during Josh's set and started crying during a certain song because he had a song with his ex-girlfriend that, was sentimental to him. And we got back to my house and he was drunk and crying on my couch. And he was like, "Man, I just can't stop thinking about her." I said, "Well, then you better, pardon my French, nut up and drink about her then, something." And he was like, "Can you write that song?" I was like, "All right." So I wrote a song called "Drink About You." It's just a breakup song, I guess. Does anybody have that perfect picture relationship with your high school love? Anybody in here? Okay, good. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. It's called "Drink About You." We head to Nashville in about 2 months to record this. Senior year, you were homecoming queen, and as the captain of the football team, everybody said that we'd make the perfect pair. We bought us a house on the edge of town, a white porch wrapping all the way around. It was all that we ever wanted. Then the Bible got a hold of me, and you left town 'cause this wasn't your dream. I can't help but drink about you. I can't help but drown your pain. In the bottom of this whiskey glass is where I find your name. I can't help but scream out loud. I can't help but call you out. All the things that we've been through. I can't help but drink about you. It's Friday night, years down the road. I heard our song on the radio, going downtown for a couple of drinks. Just as I knew it, you walked in, and looking better than you did back then. You caught my eye, I caught your stare. So I ordered it around, swallowed my pride. and I shot it down. I can't help but drink about you. I can't help but drown your pain. In the bottom of this whiskey glass is where I found your name. I can't help but scream it out loud. I can't help but call you out. All the things that we've been through. I can't help but think about you in that sundress. Yeah, the summer we turned 18. In blue bonnet fields, springtime thrills. We were living a lover's dream. Can't help but drink about you. I can't help but drown your pain. In the bottom of this whiskey glass is where I go insane. I can't help but scream it out loud. I can't help but call you out. All the things that we've been through. I can't help but drink about you. Oh, so drink about you. Yeah, thank you very much.
That's a great song, man.
Thank you.
That's a great song. Okay, so Jake, I mean, obviously I have my own interpretation of it, but I want to hear your explanation of the title of the record, Where 90s Meets Now. Tell us about that, the newest record, the collection of songs, where you cut it, and kind of what that record means to you.
So I cut that in Tyler, Texas at Rosewood Studios over the span of a year and a half. Not all of those were written by me, because there's always a greater songwriter. And I'm very fortunate to be friends with a lot of them. And Where 90s Meets Now, for so many years, I've been at this 8 years full time. And I know I'm not... I didn't start in high school, Gary. And I had been so busy doing what everyone else was doing for so long. And when COVID hit, it was kind of like a reset, you know? And I just could never really pinpoint what I sounded like and who I sounded like, which I thought was a good thing. I still think it is. And then I would listen to Mark Wills, and I'd be like, oh, I can hear some of him. Or Keith Whitley, I can hear a lot of him. Or John Connolly, and I mean, you name it. Mollett, Tim McGraw, all the 90s, right? I mean, that's just, I felt like everything I was writing, how I was playing the guitar, to the things that I just loved. When I would write a song that I didn't care about, to the songs that I would write and be like, oh yeah. I felt like me, as a person, as an artist, I was the exact moment where all my heroes and my influences met when I was born. And it's just like meshed up into this 90s now weird thing.
Yeah. So. Well, it's a great record, man. I've really enjoyed listening to it. And I'm going to give a shout out to Maverick Radio in Bryan College Station, because almost every time I turn on the radio over the last few months, there's a 50% chance I'm going to hear a Jake Bush song on there. And one of the songs that they've played a lot that I want to ask you about is Tractor Town. Wonder if you tell us about that and play that song for us.
So that is one of the Diamond in the Rough songs that I found. Okay. And Davis Corley, who's a stud songwriter. If you guys don't know who Davis is, you need to look him up. And that's a story for another time on how I know him. But all right. William Michael Morgan. Yep. Y'all know William Michael, I'm sure. But Dan Alley, and I feel like there's one more. Mark Addison Chandler. Okay. And they wrote it over lunch. Davis wrote the chorus on a napkin. And I stumbled upon it and was like, man, I couldn't get it out of my head. Then I messed up and I learned it. And I was like, what do I have to do to have this? And
Dan and I have a lot of history. My first outside cut was with Dan, and yeah, he just let me cut it, man, and it just stuck out to me. And when we went to the studio, I said, I want Achy Breaky Heart, but I want it in 2022. You know what I'm saying? And they did it, and I was like, okay, this could work.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you want me to play for you?
I would love for you to.
It's called Tractor Town for all y'all out there. I was hooked from the minute you were walking in, and every head in the place started turning your way with your walk a little lighter, talk a little brighter than the regulars round here. You stand down here like a Cadillac in a tractor town, Stetson hat in a city crowd, neon sign when the sun goes down. Baby, your heart and miss came out of nowhere like a record catch from a little pond. Jazz chord in a country song, something most folks wait forever, won't ever see come around. Like a Cadillac in a tractor town. Are you visiting or lost, girl? I gotta know it bright. You never been through that door. I've only seen you before in the back of my mind when I'm planning my life. Dreams only come true once in a blue moon, like a Cadillac in a tractor town, Stetson hat in a city crowd, neon sign when the sun goes down. Baby, your heart and mist came out of nowhere like a record catch from a little pond. Jazz chord in a country song, something most folks wait forever, won't ever see come around. Like a Cadillac in a tractor town. What's your name? Are you planning on staying around, or just giving us something else to talk about? Like a Cadillac in a tractor town, Stetson hat in a city crowd, neon sign when the sun goes down. Baby, your heart and mist came out of nowhere like a record catch from a little pond. Jazz chord in a country song, something most folks wait forever, won't ever see come around. Like a Cadillac in a tractor town. Thank you.
Very nice.
Country music, baby.
Very nice. Yeah. Gary, okay, I got a question for you. First off, glad you're back, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, very glad you're back. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I want to just see how you respond to it. Which you're kind of a big old boy, so Jake, don't let him get to me if he doesn't like this question.
I got you.
No. You know, and I don't know what we've talked a little bit about resets, right? We've talked about COVID. We've talked about, just in the few minutes we've spent together up in the green room, we've talked about kids, we've talked about wives, we've talked about life, we've talked about God. We've had pretty in-depth conversation in the 30 minutes we've had together, right? And I'm just going to say that's different than the last couple of times that we've hung out. And so I want to know what's going on with Gary Kyle, because I I'm enjoying the conversation.
Yeah, well, I met my beautiful wife many years ago, and she saved me when I was on the way down, for sure. We first met, I was drinking like a fifth of whiskey every day or two, and I was out playing and was living a hellion life for the most part, and then, I found God through her. She led me back to Christ, amen. And then we had, in 2017, we moved back to Kingwood. So I grew up in Kingwood. I was in DFW and, going back and forth to Nashville and all that stuff. And then moved back to Houston just in time. We moved into my mom's house, and then we flooded and lost everything we had. Mm. And at that point, we had 6 kids. My wife was pregnant with baby number 7. And we lived in a 5th-wheel trailer in the driveway for about 12 weeks with 6 kids and a pregnant wife. And she didn't kill anybody, so we'll call that a success. But it made me reevaluate kind of everything, Yeah. As a father, as a provider, I couldn't do what I was supposed to do, which is protect my family. Mm. And so I'd wake up early and we'd work on this house, and we didn't have a kitchen for 2 years with 7 kids. And we rebuilt the bedroom side of the house and moved back in there, and we're just kind of in a process ever since. But, God will sharpen you until you figure it out. He's going to keep bringing it to you. So
yeah.
He's been amazing, and I've learned lots of lessons, and I think my children and my wife teach me more than I've ever taught them. So
yeah. Well, and I'll just tell you, I'm just a bystander, right? But I love talking to people, and man, it looks good on you.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, it looks good on you. So duct tape life.
That's what. Yeah.
That'll lead us right into that, wouldn't it?
You've done. This guy's good over here. It's like it was planned the whole time.
Tell us about that one.
Yeah. So duct tape life is. This happened. We were living in the trailer, and at that point, I was going to Nashville every month for the first 5-6 days of the month, and I'd fly in on Sunday night or Monday morning. I'd write, and I'd fly out and get in the van with the guys and go play shows, and things were going really good. We had a national radio single out. I was traveling over the country doing radio interviews, and I was in Nashville, and I'd been gone for a couple of days, and she called me, and she was overwhelmed. She was crying, and I felt horrible because I felt like I'd abandoned her. She wasn't working at the time, so this was all her income, and she said, I feel like every time when we start to get ahead, something breaks, and all we can afford to do is put duct tape on it. She said, I feel like we live this duct tape life. And I was like, ooh, that's good. I'm going to write that one, baby. And I was going to write this funny tongue-in-cheek Brad Paisley, Kevin Fowler, if it's broke, duck it. I was like, I got this, babe. And I got really overwhelmed in my next session, and I wrote this song with my buddy. And this is probably our most requested song now. It's called Duct Tape Life. Got another call today. We're $1 short and 30 days late. I told him work's been slow. I can get my hands on it, but it'll have to wait. You see, I've been looking for another job on top of the one I already got. But I'm just a man, there's only one of me. But baby, with you, I can't do anything. We're holding it together best that we can to keep food on the table and these rings on our hands. If it's broke, we fix it. I know it ain't easy sometimes, but I wouldn't trade nothing for this super glue and duct tape life. We've had our highs and lows, and good Lord knows we could have walked away. Could have thrown in the towel, both been single now, but we didn't, babe. Yeah, we made it past that year or two.
Even after what I put you through, you're still by my side, don't care what I'm not. We ain't got much, but love we got. We're holding it together best that we can to keep food on the table and these rings on our hands. If it's broke, we fix it. I know it ain't easy sometimes, but I wouldn't trade nothing for this super glowing duct tape life. Working like a dog to keep what we have. With every step forward, I take a look back. Thank the Lord for helping me to see I'm still stuck on you, and you're glued to me. We're holding it together best that we can. We got food on our table and these rings on our hands. If it's broke, we fix it. I know it ain't easy sometimes, but I wouldn't trade nothing for the super glowing duct tape line. No, I wouldn't trade nothing for this super glowing duct tape line.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Love you.
Yeah, great song, man. Like that. Daniel, so, okay, I mean, I enjoy a lot of your old music, and tonight you're playing all new music, and so to me, that's exciting because it means you're really excited about what you got coming up. So you said you're headed to Nashville to cut some stuff?
Yeah, we were originally we planned to do it next week. We're supposed to go to Nashville, but we had some things come up, so we had to push it back. But we have 6 songs we're going to go in and cut in Nashville, and then release them as singles one at a time, and build a little EP, and then bring it all together. So,
well, tell us about another one of the new ones and play it for us.
Right. This one, I feel like everybody's playing serious songs. This is a joke song.
They need that out there too.
I grew up in a podunk town called Huffman, Texas.
Come on.
And I raised FFA animals my entire high school career because I wasn't all the best on the football field, so I had to do something cool, you know. And I was a kid that my junior and senior year, right before the show started, we'd run out to the parking lot, lay down in the bed of our pickup trucks, and chug Natty Light. And me and 2 of my buddies went out to our pickup truck. We laid down in the bed, and lo and behold, all the FFA moms were sneaking out to the car next to us to pour wine in their Sonic cups. Well, we got to sit back and listen to all the rumors that they told about all the other gunches in our hometown. And that story stuck with me, like all the stories that they told throughout all the years. And then there was just one night where I was like, man, I need to come up with a new hook or something. I need to write a song that's different, something funny. I've been writing serious songs, slow songs, sad songs, you know. And I was like, I'm gonna write a song about all those FFA moms that talk shit about all the other moms in town. And I ended up writing a song called I Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Wow.
So this is all true stories, by the way. Everything you hear in this song is true. I just changed the name of the people to protect the people. Dun dun. I remember how to play it. See. There's some talking going round about you and me. A made-up story that's spreading like fire through the pine trees. And how I did you wrong and told Well, Sally left the preacher and cheated with the deacon on the beaches of Mexico. And Becky had a baby and didn't know the daddy, and that makes her up. Jesse stole that car, and Becky tore him apart. She left him down the aisle and ran off with his brother, God bless his heart. I heard it through the grapevine. So falling from your lips, well, the only time you gossip is when 3 glasses in. Heard it from a small town. You know how that goes. There's so many things that I wanna say, but I'm gonna let it go. I heard it through the grapevine. I heard it through the grapevine. I heard it through the grapevine. So falling from your lips, yeah, the only time you talk shit was when you threw sheets to the wind. Heard it from a small town, so you know how that goes. There's so many things that I wanna say, but I'm gonna let it go. I heard it through the grapevine. I heard it through the grapevine. There's some talking going around about you and me. I have a quick confession real quick. I forgot how to play that song on the guitar until like the last 2 lines. So the entire whole front half was completely made up on the spot until I realized that I was playing all the chords backwards. So it was actually, yeah.
You recovered well.
I got through it. So if there was there was some vocal troubles, that's why.
Hey, lay off the grape wine.
I swear. Sorry. Sorry, Mom. Yeah.
You know, you talk about Huffman, Texas, and you know, like the FFA moms and their solo cups. You know, the only difference in Huffman FFA moms and solo cups and like the Woodland soccer moms is that they drink theirs in their Yetis.
Yeah. It wasn't even Red Solo, man. We're not even that high class. It was Sonic cups. They were reusing Sonic cups. And how you know they were reused is because when they took the lid off to pour the wine in there, it was already stained, you know? It's like a 10-year-old tea pitcher.
They call that seasoning. They're just seasoning the glass. Yeah. Huffman, Texas. One of my favorite songwriters ever is from Huffman, Texas.
I bet you I can tell you exactly who it is. Alan Shamlin.
Oh my gosh, Alan Shamlin. He is amazing. Amazing songwriter.
One of my favorite songwriters
Huffman,
as well.
Texas. All right, so man, Jake, we're back around to you. I want you to play, and you pick one of them. Another one of those number ones, man, on the Texas music chart. You just pick one you want to play. Tell us about it. I would love to.
But Daniel, it's called songwriting, not song remembering.
This is true. Oh, I remembered all the words. I just messed the guitar part up, you know. You guys will hear what it actually supposed to sound like when we cut it.
Well, I wrote this in 2018. I actually just hit over a year sober recently, and in 2018, thank you.
Yeah.
In 2018, I was drinking a lot, and I was kind of lost. I was really lost for, I guess, about the first 5.5 years of doing this. And if I'm being honest, I wrote this song. I was in between relationships, and I thought I left the wrong girl for the wrong girl, and I was just, thought I was all that. Thought, man, if she could Google me, she'd know where to find me, I wrote it. It's called If You Ever Get Lonely. And I'd never in a million years would I have dreamed that this song went number 1, much less anybody liked it. And I wrote this all by myself. It's called If You Ever Get Lonely. Hopefully you love it. Same old town where you left me. Nothing new since you've been gone. stuck here in the same old routine, wondering where we went wrong. Hey, you got a new love and you're happy. It's good to know you're doing fine. Well, I can't help but see your smile every time you cross my mind. If you ever get lonely and you miss me, if you ever wonder how it might be, if you ever go looking for that something, maybe it'll lead you to me. If you ever get lonely, a room full of people all around you, but that smile's just for show. It's always when the party's over and you're all alone, start missing me the most. Whoa, yeah, baby, you know, if you ever get lonely and you miss me, if you ever wonder how it might be, if you ever go looking for that something, maybe it'll lead you to me. If you ever get lonely when you're home alone, sitting by the phone just waiting on me, maybe. If you ever get lonely and you miss me, if you ever wonder how it might be, if you ever go looking for that something, maybe it'll lead you to me. If you ever get lonely, if you ever get lonely,
Oh, yeah.
thank you.
Very nice.
I
So
think I said that's going to be number one, too. I'm just,
Gary's the chart whisperer.
I'm not asking him when I have kids, Kyle. I ain't gonna do it.
Don't do it. There's some
you're
things you
sitting
don't
real
want to know.
close.
Are you hitting on me?
Okay, so let me ask you this: where, first off, where did you grow up?
So I grew up actually in Clear Lake, Texas.
Okay.
My grandparents lived in Deer Park for 50 or 60 years. So I was always there.
All right.
And then when I started playing music, I started in Pasadena. And really no other town has showed me as much love as Pasadena through the years. So I say I'm from there.
Gotcha. Okay. And what like where did you first find your love for traditional country music? Like was it somebody in your family that was listening to it? Like when did you know, man, I really connect with that?
This is sad, but I've lost a lot of people in my life. From my mom died when I was 3, and before that, and then my whole entire life. And I remember hearing "Holes in the Floor of Heaven," Steve Wariner. And,
Yeah.
that's as early as like about 3 years old.
Wow.
And I've just always been drawn to it. You know, I think growing up through about high school, I kind of pushed away from it a little bit, but you just find your way back to it.
Yeah. Wow.
I think I got the squeakiest chair in the whole place.
I had it first, but I put it
You know, we've
Put it here, didn't you, Dirk?
listen. We've been through a few chairs during Real Life Real Music, but the ones that we've used from the very beginning are against that fireplace back there. But there's only 2 of them, and they don't squeak at all. So when we have more guests up here, we get the squeaky chairs. So
We could have all fit on 2 of them.
You know, I knew that about you guys, but it just felt weird. I'm just going to tell you, it was a little weird. Okay, we need to do, and we're going to need your help, a little audience participation here, but we got to do a liner that we're going to kick off the radio show with, all right? So you guys got to figure out how you're going to synchronize swim this. I don't know how you want to do it, but we need, this is Jake Bush, this is Gary Kyle, this is Daniel Holmes, and this is Real Life, Real Music.
Let's. I'm going to be Jake Bush. You can be Dan. Okay. All right. So.
And then after they do the liner, I need y'all to just go absolutely nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
For about 4 minutes, and then I'm going to cut you off, and we'll. I'm just kidding. Just till I go like this. All right.
All right, losers.
Y'all know what you're doing? Okay.
Well, we don't, but.
Yeah.
This is Jake Bush.
This is Gary Kyle.
This is Wade Bowen. Oh. Sorry. Let's try that again. All right, here we go. Seriously.
Take 2.
This is Jake Bush.
This is Gary Kyle.
And I'm Daniel Holmes, and this is
Real Life, Real Music.
Perfect.
You
Y'all
have to
did
make
great.
it sound like there's more people in here, guys.
Y'all
Come on.
did great. All right, so Daniel, now play a Wade Bowen song.
All right, I got it.
No, I'm just kidding. Gary, man, you pick one. What do you want to play for us now? Have you been doing a lot of writing that we like? You got anything new we haven't heard?
Yeah, I'm gonna play some new. You want to? We'll do that. We've written a lot of songs together, and Jake and I wrote one with our buddy Jesse Robb not too long ago, and I'm gonna try it. We've never played this before, and I'm gonna look at Jake if I forget the words. So.
And I'm going to look at you.
Perfect, and I won't know anything, so it'll be perfect. Yeah.
Well, now that we know your potential for cheering, you can't do anything less than that for every song now. I'm just telling you. We're musicians with low morale. You need to cheer us up.
Low morale.
That's another therapy session right there. That's the next one. Yeah, I'll bring a couch for that session.
So what's the first word? I had my doubts in the hell of a time. I'm laying you down to keep from losing my mind. The windows are open, the windows are open, healing this heart with every picture I'm throwing. You're me, wanna giving in to your lies again, let you in and let you in quietly. The new me's gonna make you see you're a memory. I'm getting over slowly, learning to lonely. Chasing broken white lines, getting stronger and stronger. Few more miles, and that girl's a goner. Gotta keep pressing on. I'm looking for closure, turning that page, 'cause this story's over. The old me would have given in to your lies again, let you in and let you in quietly. And the new me's gonna make you see you're a memory. I'm getting over slowly, learning to lonely. I'm learning to lonely. Hold me when I'm giving in to your lies again, and let you in, and let you in so quietly. The new me's gonna make you see you're a memory. I'm getting over slowly, through together. What you think? We should cut that one, right? That's a good one. I hate when you do that, and we do that all the time. It's just like, oh shit, what's the next line?
Songwriting.
That's a great one. So who came up with that hook?
That was my hook.
Yeah,
All right.
Gary did.
All right. Learning to lonely. He must have been in the doghouse that night, right? Wife back there? Yeah, learning to lonely. She's like, you better learn.
That was the only night.
I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah.
Daniel. Man, okay. You've been on the show before. Last time you were here, you were with your buddy Jeff, and that's been a couple years back now, probably, right?
I don't remember.
I don't
like
either.
2 years maybe.
It's probably been a couple of years back. So, you know, the whole pandemic thing obviously changed everything for all musicians and gave most of us a lot of time to write a lot of new material, which I'm guessing is probably the fuel for the upcoming recording that you're about to do. Man, tell us a little bit, just kind of where you're at right now. You got a new baby. You got a lot of stuff going on in life. Give us an update.
Yeah, I'm very overwhelmed. If we're being honest, there's a lot going on. Just focusing on, the career and putting out music constantly, and just raising my daughter, being there for my wife, and trying to be the best husband that God's shown me to be. And other than that, I'm just kind of taking life as it's thrown at me. I don't really have a plan. All I know is that I'm crushing it right now. Since the pandemic, I mean, it's all up. I mean, I haven't had any steps backwards. We were in a rental home during COVID. Since COVID has ended, we've purchased our own home.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. We've had our daughter. I spent all day, the past 2 days, at a dealership buying my wife a $65,000 vehicle that's parked out front. So if I seem stressed, that's why. It's
that's a great time to announce that Daniel's got merch for sale over at the merch table. So let's make sure and help a brother out.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely steps forward.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have a great support team that's behind me, and a great one above me. So I'm not going backwards by any means. But
You want to write that before these two guys get on it? Do you want to write that?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do it.
Behind me and above me? Yeah. Okay. All right. I heard it first.
You
Shut
got to be
up.
real careful.
You two
though.
shut up. Okay. All right. So pick another new one and play us. Tell us about it.
I'm actually. You said you liked old ones. I'm going to do one
do.
that's on the current, the previous record that we actually all three wrote together during the pandemic. So
In my flooded garage.
in your flooded garage. I had a hook. What is this song called? Oh yeah. I had a writing, not remembering. Right. I had a hook in my notes when we showed up one day, and I think originally we planned on working out, but then we realized that we were too lazy, so we sat around and wrote a song anyways. But I had a hook about being so in love with a person that it doesn't matter how many people are in a room or a town, that whenever you're so connected with a person, it's population, you and me. Nothing else matters. Nothing else around you. It's a real thing. It's active in this room tonight. I mean, I see it on certain couples' faces, and
Some others are married.
Ouch.
But I always dedicated this to my wife when she's at my show. She is not here tonight because she stayed home with our daughter, but she will see it right there.
Hey,
So I
Daniel,
will-
before you start, can I just point out that Gary just made that wisecrack when his wife's up gone to the bathroom. She's not
I'm
there.
not done.
Oh, she's back now. But it was my hook. We got together. We wrote it together. And they told me I was going to record it. I was like, man, all right. So I put it on the last record. It's got Population, You and Me. I remember it. With the sun that's going down and this town ain't far behind, taking everything with a bottle of red by my side. The dashboard lights, the sweet red wine falling off your lips as you kiss mine. Hand in hand, heart to heart, ain't nothing can tear us apart. 'Cause we don't need these big city lights or these crowded streets. You make country roads silent gold when you're singing to me. I got a full tank in my Chevy, and we're ready as we'll ever be. The population, you and me. We pulled off that road at exit 105. Behind Johnson's Hardware, we parked 1,000 times. Yeah, we did. The dashboard lights, the sweet red wine falling off your lips as you kiss mine. Hand in hand, heart to heart, ain't nothing can tear us apart. 'Cause we don't need these big city lights or these crowded streets. You make country roads silent gold when you're singing to me. I got a full tank in my Chevy, and we're ready as we'll ever be. The population, you and me. We don't need these big city lights or these crowded streets. You make country roads silent gold when you're singing to me. I got a full tank in my Chevy, and we're ready as we'll ever be. Oh, nothing feels better when you're riding right in my seat. Population, you and me.
Yeah.
It's on the previous record. Thank you.
Yeah. Are y'all having a good time tonight, everybody? All right. I told you I was going to take a minute to tell you about our corporate sponsors for this season. And, man, my friends at Chicago Title Houston have been sponsoring our radio show, our video podcast, and our live show for the last couple of years. And, man, we love them. And it's kind of funny, but all of our sponsors this season are involved in a real estate transaction. Okay, so we've got the title company, and of course they'll take care of all the paperwork and make sure that the government knows you own the house. Okay, they'll take care of that part of it. Then my friends over at the Griffin Realty Group, they can help you sell or buy your house. And here's what I'll tell you about them. A lot of times, you know, I'll have sponsors, and like we've had Western Wear sponsors, and I'll get new shirts or boots or whatever, right? But Griffin Realty Group, I am their official client because about 4 months ago, they came in and sold my house. So I know you know how crazy the real estate market has been lately. If you want to know what your house is worth, you want to look at some investment property, you want to know anything that has to do with the residential housing market, the Griffin Realty Group is, they're your connection, so you need to talk to them. And I always say spend money with people that put money back into stuff that you love. And the fact that you're here tonight, they've been doing business with us at Real Life Real Music for probably the last 3 years. And so, man, if you're a music fan, you need a real estate professional, you need to talk to the Griffin Realty Group. So Joel and Christy, thank you. And then I've got a couple, yeah, absolutely, give them a big hand. And then I've got a couple of folks here that are enjoying the seats at Caldwell Community's table. If you look in front of you, there's a couple of brochures there. One about their newest community in Spring called the Highlands, and then another brochure about their new community up in Willis called Chambers Creek. And Caldwell Communities builds amazing communities, and they are serious about the lifestyle within their communities and supporting things like real life, real music around the communities that they build. So let's give a big round of applause to all of our sponsors this season. Thank them for helping us make this happen. And let's do this, guys. I want to try to get 2 more rounds in, which means we got to be fairly quick. So you got to play everything double time.
All my rap songs.
No, I'm just kidding. What do you want to play for us, man?
A rap song?
Okay.
A fast one?
Do it. I dare you.
This is a faster one, though. It's not sad either. So how many of you guys been broken up with before?
That I wouldn't say.
Oh, don't be shy now. We've all been dumped. How many of y'all have done the dumping? Oh, now we're shy again, huh? All right, then. Well, I was talking with my buddy Jesse Robb. We had a write, and 2 of the writers no-showed us. So it was just him and I, 2 cups of coffee, 1 candle, 1 straw. And I said, man, I got this idea. It's called putting country back in country. Because you know when you get out of a relationship, your ex-girlfriend gets like really hot out of nowhere. And then you have to go and get a job, right? He's like, yes, I know what you're talking about. So this is called putting country back. What are you laughing at me for, man? You're just mad. He's mad. Gary's
I've never
mad.
had an ex-girlfriend that got hot. They were always
Well,
ugly.
this is free. It's called putting country back in country. Hopefully you love it. Steel guitar, another broken heart. Everybody knows the next sad part. The girl is gone, she's gone for good. Guy should have gone and done what he said he would. She's gonna show him what walking's all about. When she walks out, she's trading love and leaving miss me. Trading coffee for some whiskey and up them high heel shoes for some new Lucchese boots. Digging deep inside her dresser, wearing things he wouldn't let her. Just trust me, that girl must be putting country back in country. Amen, right? Old jukebox playing Haggard tunes. They're swinging doors, little rainbow stew. She's cutting rugs through sawdust floors. She's got a neon glow you never seen before. She's getting on with getting over all the things she came here for good. She's trading love and leaving miss me. Trading coffee for some whiskey, hanging up them high heel shoes for some new Lucchese boots. Digging deep inside her dresser, wearing things he wouldn't let her. Just trust me, that girl must be putting country back in country. Ain't she done it? Trading love and leaving miss me. Trading coffee for some whiskey, hanging up them high heel shoes for some new Lucchese boots. Digging deep inside her dresser, wearing things he wouldn't let her. Just trust me, that girl must be putting country back in country. Thank you much.
What you got for us, Gary?
Similar thing. I met my wife country dancing. My brother, who's in the back there, he was on the Aggie Wrangler dance team, and he taught me how to dance when I was about 15 years old, and I still thank him for it all the time, because that's how I met my wife. I met her dancing in a place called Cowboys Red River on Thursday nights. It was $1.50 long necks. That's going to date me a little bit. You never heard of that before, have you? $1.50 long necks, right?
What is a long neck?
So about 4 years ago, we were playing back in Dallas with all the guys in the band. We were playing a place called Gas Monkey. And it's in the same parking lot as Cowboys Red River. And I was like, man, we should go over there and hear some honky-tonk music. And we walked in. It was not honky-tonk music. The music was... And people were dancing on tables and throwing napkins. And my guitar player goes, yeah, I could see you at a place like this. So, and I looked at my other guy and I go, I wish they'd put the honky-tonk back in the honky-tonks. And then both our eyes got real big. And Sammy goes, if you don't write it, I'm going to. So I wrote it. The song's about wishing they'd put the honky-tonk back in the honky-tonks. It's called Honky Tonk Wish. Jake's gonna cut it for me, make me $1 million. Put on my new boots, pulled my Stetson way down low. Button my pearl snap, let that whiskey burn real slow. There's a new place across town. I hope the beer is cold and the girls get down. Can't wait to hear some honky-tonk back at the honky-tonk. Get me some D-White buckle barrel so I can build buckle rub with a pretty girl. Give me beer in a can and sawdust on the floor. Whitley waiting no cash. Amarillo by morning on empty glass. I wish they'd put the honky-tonk back in the honky-tonks. When I walked in, I didn't see no cowboy hats. They trade the Wranglers in for skinny jeans and baseball caps. Ain't a steel guitar, a fiddle inside. Just a DJ on stage with speakers and a mic. I wish they'd put the honky-tonk back in the honky-tonk. Give me some D-White buck on barrel so I can build buckle rub with a pretty girl. Give me beer in a can and sawdust on the floor. And we leave with no cash. Amarillo by morning on empty glass. I wish they'd put the honky-tonk back in the honky-tonk. We leave with no cash. Amarillo by morning on empty glass. I wish they'd put the honky-tonk back in the honky-tonk. Here's my favorite part right here. Some Alabama and Johnny Lee, 'cause they're looking for love in the first degree. I wish they'd put the honky-tonk back in the honky-tonk. Yeah, I wish they'd put the honky-tonk back in the honky-tonk. I wasn't kidding about Jay cutting it. I wish he would.
Man, I love that.
Thank you, brother.
You'd appreciate it would have been our last season of Real Life Real Music. So maybe, I don't know, 15 shows ago or so. Before he passed, I had Mickey Gilley up here and Johnny Lee. We did the Urban Cowboy Reunion show. And you want to talk about a happy little kid, right? I grew up, my dad worked in Pasadena. We lived over in Friendswood, so we're brothers. And man, just golly, getting to hang out and hear stories from those guys was amazing. But I want you guys to know too, this is a special night, man. I love getting to sit here and hear the things you guys have done together, and hear more about your lives and everything that's going on. So thanks again for taking the time to be here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So, man, we're down to you, Mr. Holmes. What you want to play?
Well, he put the country back in country. He put the honky tonk back in honky tonk, and I wrote this song called "Put the Rap Back in Crap."
It was a co-write.
I mean, I haven't written it yet, but I figured we could probably, yeah.
Next time on Real Life, Real Music. Yeah.
I'm actually gonna play a waltz. he's not going to claim the co-write. Mr. Bart Wojtek is in the crowd. He was the co-writer on this. He said he didn't do enough but a line or two, so he didn't want his credits. But I wrote this waltz about myself. It's called Hair Trigger Heart. It's basically about how I used to wear my heart on my sleeve and how I went off easy on people. So it'll be on the new one. It's broken and battered. It's ripped out and shattered. It's been stepped on one too many times by you. You messed with my head, left me lying for dead. You got me wondering just where in the hell we ever went wrong. This hair trigger heart will go off on you. Leave you lying in a puddle, staring at the rubble from all the hell you put me through. I gave you fair warning, don't tear my scars apart. You're gonna learn you a lesson if you go around messing with my hair trigger heart. Staring down the barrel, it's painted blood red. So Russian roulette from a heart that bleeds lead. There's one in the chamber and two on the floor, a three for the pain and all the memories they're waiting to explore. This hair trigger heart will go off on you. Leave you lying in a puddle, staring at the rubble from all the hell you put us through. I gave you fair warning, and tear my scars apart. You're gonna learn you a lesson if you go around and mess with my hair trigger heart. Take your aim, make me to blame, and fire away your shot. And break the rules and play the fool, leave the hammer cocked. There's no goodbyes or reasons why, just turn and walk away. This is it, I'll let you in, you finally got your way. From a hair trigger heart, it went off on you. It left you lying in a puddle with no more trouble to hold on to. gave you fair warning. You tore my scars apart. I guess you learned you a lesson when you went around and messed with my hair trigger heart. I guess you learned you a lesson. My hair trigger heart.
Mr. Daniel Holmes. Well, Jake, man, thank you for being here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope, just like the rest of these guys, I hope it's the first of many.
Amen, man. I'll come back anytime. Chicken fried steak alone, I'll come back.
That's what Cody Johnson said for the first 3 records. And I haven't seen him in a while. So, you're going to top that, right?
Hey, yes.
You put them on the spot. That's what you got to do to get them to come back. No, thank you for being here, and man, I just enjoy your music. I enjoy what it brings back for me. You know, the roots of the music that I grew up with, and the other thing that I really like learning and seeing more about you guys is, you know, I think that. You know, the whole God conversation, Jesus conversation, like it really gets a bad rap, and I feel like rightfully so a lot of times. I think, in my opinion, there's a lot of folks out there that kind of put their stamp on things in a way that's maybe not the way it was intended. And what I appreciate about you guys is each one of you have even in the little bit of time we've known each other, you've shared a little bit about what's going on in your lives, some of the hard things that you've been through, some of the things that you faced, and how that has caused you to turn back and need something bigger than yourself, or alcohol or whatever, to be able to make it through. And I appreciate that you're willing to have conversations about that. And because I think that's important, because there's a lot of people out there that are looking for something and struggle with things that really kind of just need permission to think about it for themselves and know that they're not alone. So I appreciate that you guys are willing to talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'll be the first to say, if there's anybody who's struggling with anything that you think you can't get rid of, call me. I'll be the first one to talk to you and help you through it.
Thank you, Daniel. So, okay, on that note, you know, maybe you need to end with that big old beer drinking song that went number 1 for you. I don't know. You pick what you want to finish.
You want me to play that one, or
why not?
Why not? That's right. We got any beer drinkers in here tonight? No one's been dumb. No one drinks beer. Don't be shy, y'all. So I wrote this on my very first trip to Nashville, 2019. I had no clue how to write songs. Good songs. I know how to write songs, but not the greatest, or I just have a lot that were bad. And I wrote a guy named Wyatt McCubbin. He's really turned into a great talent. I think he'll go down as a legend. If you don't know who that is, look him up. He wrote a lot of Josh Ward songs, Jake Worthington songs, Tracy Lawrence songs, the list goes on. But him and a guy named Carson Chamberlain. Carson Chamberlain played steel guitar for Keith Whitley until Keith passed. So I was among greats. I was among giants. And I was young, naive, and I'm very thankful to this day that they still write with me and still, they really made me into the songwriter that I like to think that I am today. No. Song right here is called Better by the Beer. It's for all the beer drinkers tonight.
You got to tell them a story about the hook, though.
Oh, yeah, duh. Sorry, it's my first songwriter show, y'all. I used to play a little bar in LaPorte, Texas called the Chantilly Room. And for those of y'all that know me, know that's like my favorite. I don't even drink. It's my favorite place. If I ever feel like I just want to smell like a cigarette, I go hang out there. Ruin good shoes, you know. And there was a guy named Sonny Smith there. And every Wednesday that I played to nobody but him and his wife and the bartender, say, how you doing? He'd say, I'm getting better by the beer, buddy. And I was like, I'm gonna write that. 5 Jaeger bombs later, I didn't write the song. And I came back and I said, Sonny, you would not believe it, dude. 4 years later, and I wrote the song. And he's like, is it good? I said, it's pretty good. And I didn't even drink beer. I was a Jaeger bomb drinker, but getting better by the Jaeger bomb just wasn't gonna work. I don't think it is. It's called Getting Better by the Beer, buddy. Hopefully you love it. Every weekend you can find me right here, soaking up this smoke-filled honky-tonk atmosphere, where the first $2 I spent sure went down real smooth. Bet this 20 coming out of my pocket will do the same thing too. I'm getting better by the beer, buddy. That's what brings me here, buddy. Yeah, the jukebox is nice, but it ain't on ice like them bottles and cans. If you're asking how I feel, buddy, well, here's how I'm feeling, buddy. I think it's neon clear, buddy. I'm getting better by the beer. Some guys hold these bar stools down with broken hearts. Some girls hit that dance floor when the music starts, while the bartender is talking some old boy off the ledge. Well, I just got one thing on my mind, it's cold and wet. I'm getting better by the beer, buddy. That's what brings me here, buddy. Yeah, the jukebox is nice, but it ain't on ice like them bottles and cans. If you're asking how I feel, buddy, well, here's how I'm feeling, buddy. I think it's neon clear, buddy. I'm getting better by the beer, that's right. Where's my beer drinkers at tonight now? You can have all them shots, I'll stick with what I got. I'm getting better by the beer, buddy. That's what brings me here, buddy. Yeah, the jukebox is nice, but it ain't on ice like the bottles and cans. If you're asking how I feel, buddy, well, here's how I'm feeling, buddy. I think it's neon clear, buddy. I'm getting better by the beer. 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 Thank you much, y'all.
Yeah.
God bless the beer drinkers.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. Now, Gary, the one thing that I haven't told anybody tonight that I want to tell everybody, even the folks listening in San Luis Obispo, California, is that the other way that you three guys know each other and that I know you is through my favorite booking agent in the state of Texas, which is Holly Grant with Grant Entertainment. Because, and here's why she's my favorite person, because I'm sitting here listening tonight, and I'm thinking back to nights in the early 90s when Holly and I were hanging out at Writers' Nights in Nashville at the Bluebird and Douglas Corner and places like that, listening to stuff like this. And now to think that I'm sitting up here on stage interviewing guys that she represents in her booking agency is really kind of an interesting full circle thing. So Holly will forever be my favorite booking agent because she let me sleep on her couch on my first few trips to Nashville trying to seek my fortune and fame. So, yeah, Grant Entertainment for all of your booking
Grant
needs.
Entertainment one time. Make some noise for him.
We'll come play a show, all three of us, for Couple bucks off.
There you go. All three of these guys are booked by them. And so, Gary, what do you want to finish us off?
I want to finish with this new song. You know, when you get older, your lens changes as you see the world. And as a father of 7, I'm in daddy mode all the time. And the idea of this song came to me quite a while ago, because who grew up in the 80s and 90s? 80s and 90s, right? Back then, everybody was proud to be an American, amen? Right?
Yep.
It's almost become like a bad word, which is a load of shit, you know? And we had this guy in our neighborhood who was a vet, and he rode his motorized scooter through the neighborhood with 2 American flags on the back. And I was like, you don't see that stuff anymore, right? You don't. It's almost been taboo to show your pride for America. And I thought, man, that's not right. Because if we don't stick to our guns and stand up for what's right, what's wrong happens, right? So, and when we grew up, and still now, they want to polarize people. They want to show, you know, this far left and this far right, when 99% of people are right at the middle. You might be a little left, a little right, but we're all the same, right? We have way more in common than we do apart. And this song idea came to me. It's called Middle America. And we got some shirts and hats over here. I'm about to go to Nashville and cut this one pretty soon. Hope you like it. I forgot to tell you, there's this part in this song. My wife will kill me. When I say proud to be born, and you say in the USA. Let's try it real quick. Proud to be born in the USA. I heard you scream before. Proud to be born in the USA. There you go. Thanks, wife, for giving me the dirty look when I started playing. If you know the world is burning down. They just won't burn down to the ground. Okay, I'm gonna start over. I already messed it up. See, new songwriting. You ready? Here we go. If you know the world is burning down. They just throwing gasoline on fires now. They don't even wanna know how to put it out. They just wanna see it burn down to the ground. If you ain't right, you get left. If it ain't woke, canceled it. But here in the middle, where most of us fit, we're getting left behind by the establishment. In the land of the free, the home of the brave, honesty's work for an honesty's pay. Some get more so we can say what we say. I'm proud to be born in the USA. We're here to take our country back. Yeah, man, we're telling you, sign Middle America. What I believe makes me the man I am. I put my faith in my creator, not in government. I love my brothers and my sisters all across this land. White, black, and brown, we're all Americans. The land of the free, the home of the brave. Honesty's work for an honesty's pay. Some get more so we can say what we say. I'm proud to be born in the USA. We're here to take our country back. Hell, man, we're telling you, sign Middle America. And the land of the free and the home of the brave. If we don't stand up, they're gonna take it all away. In the land of the free, the home of the brave, an honesty's work, one honesty's pay. Some get more so we can say what we say. I'm proud to be born in the USA. We're here to take our country back. Yeah, man, we're telling you, we're gonna take our country back. Yeah, man, we're telling you, It's like Little America. Oh, thank you very much. Come get you a t-shirt or a hat over here.
That's Gary Kyle. Man, thank you, sir. All right, Daniel. Man, you've got the honor and responsibility of taking us home tonight.
I feel really bad for this next one. I promised one of the sponsors I was going to play a song that I wrote for Co Wetzel about an acid trip. So
sounds like a perfect way to end the evening.
I apologize for the language. I wrote it for Co Wetzel, so if you don't know who that is, then look him up or don't, one of the two. Yeah. It's called To the Moon and Never Back. Get lost, that's what she said to me. So I took a walk, found some shrooms under an old oak tree. Blast off to anywhere but here, and I'm fucked off, just floating around in this atmosphere, to the moon and never back. The stars will never shine so bright. Gonna plant my flag, leave some footprints in the sand, and I'm gonna bounce around in circles until I find another place to land. To the moon and never back, that's where I am. Rocket fuel, yeah, you played me for a fool. I'm cool, just getting drunk on this melting stool. Aliens, I swear to never come back to Earth. Gonna take my stand. There you go, Jake Bush. Where the gravity won't hurt. To the moon and never back. The stars will never shine so bright. I'll plant my flag, leave some footprints in the sand, and I'm gonna bounce around in circles until I find another place to land. To the moon and never back. I've been up here in this black hole, trying to wind down. So Halley's Comet and me are the same, we just can't burn out. To the moon and never back. The stars will never shine so bright. Gonna plant my flag, leave a footprint in the sand. To the moon will never back. The stars will never shine so bright. Gonna plant my flag, leave some footprints in the sand, and I'm gonna bounce around in circles until I find another place to land. To the moon will never back. Get lost, just floating around in this atmosphere. Thanks.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, but it's not supposed to. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Daniel Holmes, Mr. Gary Kyle, and Mr. Jake Bush.
Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it.